I love roast chicken. I love making them at home. I love throwing any kind of seasonal vegetables onto the tray with them so that they get basted in the chicken fat as they're cooking. So today I'm making a roasted chicken with sweet potatoes, cauliflower, and rosemary. And it is pretty stunning, if I do say so myself. That was 3 sweet potatoes, scrubbed really well, skin on. Cut them into 4 wedges each. I just think that this combination is magical. The rosemary, you have to be careful with it because it can be a little bit overwhelming, but with the sweetness of the sweet potatoes is really good. And then to offset the sweetness, I add some capers about halfway through the cooking. And they get crunchy and, you guys, you'll see. Mince your rosemary. You want pretty even distribution, so get it pretty small. It doesn't have to be like completely finely minced, but just small enough that you're not putting like a whole needle of rosemary in your mouth, because that's not pleasant. Nobody wants that, okay? So into this bowl over here, I have a half a head of cauliflower. It depends on the size of your cauliflower, but this is probably close to like 6 or 8 cups, and I've just cut them into sort of pretty big florets. You want them big enough that they don't turn to mush because they're gonna roast for about an hour. To that, add your sweet potatoes, 1.5 teaspoons of the rosemary. I'm gonna measure it because I don't want it to get overwhelmingly rosemary-y, but I think I did pretty well. Let's see, how close was I? I pride myself on this. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, look, not that much left on my board, so that was pretty good. You also need 2 ounces of pancetta cut into, say, 1/2-inch pieces. It's not a lot, but it does add a lot of flavor, and it sort of coats everything. And then every once in a while, you get this little bite, this little crunchy bite of roasted pancetta. Into your bowl. To that, add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And while you have the olive oil in your hand, you can also just drizzle some olive oil over your chicken. It's a 4-pound chicken that I have here. It's nice and dry. You want it dry. The drier it is, the crisper the skin will get. So that was kind of a generous amount of olive oil. You're gonna rub that all over. But first you wanna toss your vegetables. You wanna season them with salt and pepper. The pancetta is a little bit salty, but not salty enough to season everything. So season, and you can season your chicken as well. All right, I'm doing it, I'm rubbing it. I was trying to avoid rubbing it so I wouldn't have to wash my hands, but put your chicken on your baking sheet. Have your oven preheating to 450 degrees, and then just use a rimmed baking sheet. I like a rimmed baking sheet for roasting my chicken better than a roasting pan because it doesn't have high sides and the chicken can get brown all over. So just put your chicken on your baking sheet and then surround it with the vegetables. The vegetables are not going to be in a single layer in the beginning, but don't worry about it. As they cook down, they will crisp up and get nice and brown. It might seem a little bit crowded in the beginning. I'm not tying the legs. I'm not tucking the wingtips, just putting it in. Definitely get all the pancetta. Go wash your hands. Now what you want to do is get this into the oven. It's 450 for about 25 minutes, and after 25 minutes, you're going to add a few tablespoons of capers, and then you're going to roast it until the chicken is cooked through, all the vegetables are golden brown. That'll be like 25 to 35 more minutes. Okay, you're going to want to let this rest. You have to let the juices redistribute in the chicken before you go ahead and carve it up. But you can snack on the vegetables while you're waiting. I mean, I'm gonna have a tiny piece of chicken. Mine is rested. Should be juicy, should be golden brown, skin should be crispy. Yum. Oh my gosh. This whole situation should be in your kitchen tonight. Give it a try.